Hey everybody, it is Monday. It's January 20th. How are you? It is Martin Luther King Day, so I want to acknowledge that. I happen to be working today, and a lot of people are not working today. I thought about it and think about it a lot, and since I save houses from foreclosure, I feel like this is not a bad type of work to do, and that there's a certain amount of this work that does honor the traditions that Dr. King encouraged us all to follow. So that said, I want to talk about something this week that I hear about a lot. Almost every year I get a handful of people who call me and they say, I had no idea I was in foreclosure. I didn't know about it. I didn't think about it. And I want to talk about the reasons why people don't know they're in foreclosure. On the one hand, I think that in the back of their mind, some people do know there's something going on. That's a little different. I'll address that right now briefly, which is they've been served with foreclosure papers. Again, we're in Connecticut, so you get served with papers at your door. First of all, that is official. Okay, when you get papers left at your door, you are officially served with foreclosure in Connecticut. That's called abode service. Your papers are served to you at your abode. It isn't as interesting or sexy as like you see it on TV, where people get served in hand, where the marshal knocks on your door and hands you papers. Some people think if that doesn't happen, that you're not officially served, but you are. If the papers are left at your door. I have a video on my website about that as well, if you're not sure. So click over to there. Actually, I think it's here on this channel. So check that one out if you want to hear more about that. So that's one thing is, oh, well, I didn't take it seriously. They were just papers left at my door. How could this be serious? Well, in Connecticut, that is one way to be served, and that is serious. Another thing would be, well, I've been talking to my bank. If I'm talking to my bank, how could I really be in foreclosure? My bank is telling me this. Now, your bank is probably in another state. Utah, California, Texas, West Palm Beach, Florida, someplace like that. And the bank does not know what's going on here. The guy you get on the phone, the gal you get on the phone, they're certainly not attorneys, the people you're talking to at your mortgage servicer. And they don't know specifically what's going on with the case here in Connecticut. So Connecticut has a very specific judicial foreclosure process, meaning your foreclosure has to run through the courts, and certain things have to happen, and it can move very quickly. So if you're talking to your bank, you need to be paying attention to what's going on with your case, no matter what your bank is telling you. Now, I'm not trying to blame the person who's in foreclosure for not understanding that they're in foreclosure. That's not what I'm saying. The mortgage servicer or your bank could often make it sound like you're not. Oh, don't worry. But you should. You should. Even if you're told on the phone by another attorney who works for the bank, or a court clerk, or a court mediator, or a representative of your mortgage servicer or your bank, oh, don't worry. Worry. It's happening. Your court case will move down the track behind your back all the time. It happens all the time. Comes to another example I want to talk about of when people who don't know they're in foreclosure discover they are in foreclosure, is when the foreclosure auction sign goes up. Sometimes you get a foreclosure auction here in Connecticut. Not every time. Most people I talk to think their house is going to be auctioned off at the foreclosure auction, but not everybody gets an auction. Okay, only if you have home equity of a significant amount, or if you have something like an IRS lien or a HUD lien on your property. And you may or may not know about that, but in any case, it's pretty rare, actually, in the number of foreclosures that there are, for there to be assigned a foreclosure auction of your house. So you don't necessarily get an auction, is what I tell people. But there will be a sign, if you do get an auction, that will go up. And a lot of times I get the call when the sign goes up. I got a sign that went up on my property. What do I didn't know it was this serious, or I've been talking to my bank, they didn't tell me. Of course they're not going to tell you, just like I said. So that's one time when people don't know they're in foreclosure until the sign goes up. Another time that they don't know their house is in foreclosure is maybe you'll get a letter from an attorney who's called a committee, and if you're the one in foreclosure and you get one of these letters that says, hi, I've been assigned to conduct the foreclosure auction, please call me. Well, definitely call that attorney, because if you're a homeowner and get one of those letters, because that attorney, they can't help you specifically, but they can give you a lot of information about what's going on, and they can guide you to the right help. Or obviously you can call me as well, because I talk to people who are at that point. One topic we're not going to cover today related to this about people who don't know they're in foreclosure is spouses who hide the foreclosure from each other. I handled at least 7 cases in 2019 where one spouse was managing the money or managing the expenses and was intercepting all the information about the foreclosure and not letting their other spouse know. And it's not like men do it to women as a rule or women do it to men as a rule. Everybody, it's different. There's no way to predict who in the couple, the relationship is going to hide the foreclosure from the other. So we're going to talk about that in a few weeks, though, about why that happens and how to manage that and what to do about that and how to prevent that. So stick with me in the future weeks of this Monday Mortgage Minute. Please like and subscribe these videos. Please look at the others. They're about 5 minutes each. So hopefully you will get some information out of each of these. And there's other frequently asked questions videos that are shorter that'll answer questions about the court process, the foreclosure process, the mediation process, getting a mortgage modification. So please check those out as well. And follow me on Facebook. If you're watching me Facebook Live, hopefully you're already a follower. But spread the word. And I'm here every Monday afternoon, 12:05 p.m. for your Monday Mortgage Minute. All right, everybody. Thanks. We'll see you next week.